Another long one, almost 20 kilometers, too long for the stricken Peugeot of Marcus Grönholm.
Yeah, we had a problem with the alternator and the belt went off and we lost completely all I mean the battery was empty and everything empty. We stopped.
Francois Delacour's moment of glory in second place behind Sainz nearly evaporated coming into the last service.
I think we are very, very lucky because when I arrived at the time control, the dashboard was maybe less than 1 liter fuel.
Flat right.
Burns was trying hard, too hard, to catch Sainz. A couple of times he ran wide in his desperation to stop the Spaniard.
Jesus, Robert. 40 slow K left. 20 K right. 10 K right. Tight, baby.
How much of a risk are you taking?
Well, today in rallying, you know, if you want to win, you have to risk. So it's clear.
Stage 8, I made a couple of mistakes. I spun and I overshot a corner as well. So over the day we've lost about half a minute, but that doesn't put us anywhere near to Carlos. He's done some really good times.
Like day one, day two dawned hot and sunny over Cyprus. The surprise of the morning came when Belgian Freddie Loik set fastest time on the opening stage.
It was a good feeling, and especially because everything was going so well. I was back driving very clean.
When Delacour had a puncture, Burns moved back into second place, much to the delight of the British fans. Colin McRae was pushing hard but couldn't catch Sainz. Quietly but quickly, Marco Martin had ended up fifth overall, but behind, Tommy Mäkinen was closing fast. Brake fade had hampered Francois Delacour, who was fourth, 20 seconds behind Burns. Second, and still unchallenged, was Colin McRae. All day, Sainz had protected his lead without drama to keep McRae 64 seconds behind. 2 kilometres into the last stage of the day, Richard Burns' rally went from bad to worse.
2
kilometres in, the prop shaft snapped, so it meant we just had front wheel drive and then it locked in second gear, so we lost about a minute.
How come you're smiling?
Nothing else I can do.
How important is it to win here?
For me, it's important because if I don't win here, I can say bye-bye basically to the championship. So I think it's very important because that's why we have been really trying hard since the beginning.
Day 3 and Carlos Sainz started it knowing that he was less than 6 hours from his first win in 2 years. McRae said he'd go hell for leather on the last morning as he tried to catch his runaway teammate, but his car was overheating and there was nothing he could do to rein in Sainz.
And 6 right opens and tightens into left and right over crest and 2 left.
By stage 18, Mäkinen had Martin firmly in his sights. Keeping up the pressure on the Fords was Francois Delacour in the Peugeot. In the end, Burns had to settle for fourth. Out of the points in his 150th rally, Juha Kankkunen. But the first win in 26 months for Carlos Sainz. Carlos, congratulations. Your first win for quite a long time. How do you feel?
Yeah, very happy, very, very happy. I've been waiting now very long. I have quite a lot of second and third, a lot of podiums, but obviously we are racing for winning, and I'm delighted.
With Grönholm not finishing, his lead in the championship is narrowed to 2 points by Colin McRae. Richard Burns drops back to third, but Sainz's victory earns him fourth position and a place in what's looking like a four-way fight for the title.
It's a long time since there's been 4 drivers capable of winning the championship, and I think you'll find that it will go all the way to the end, so it could be certainly more than 2 drivers at the end of the year.
After Cyprus, the World Rally Championship island hops to Corsica. The Tour de Corse was held in autumn this year, making the weather almost as big a lottery as the Drivers' Championship.
It's very open at the moment. I think there are basically 4 drivers in a good position, and still too early.
I think it will be a quite hard fight, but for me it looks quite difficult, but for sure I try my best.
It's a 4-horse race. I'm still well and truly in there. We're only 3 points behind Marcus, so it's not over by a long, long way.
I think it's going to be a good even fight. Carlos is still slightly behind, but not that far, and one rally could change it all round again.
Peugeot went for local knowledge, nominating Francois Delacour and Gilles Panizzi as their manufacturer's point-scoring drivers, leaving Grönholm to concentrate on the Drivers' Championship. But Richard Burns blasted out of the block, setting fastest time on stage 1. Pirelli had given the Englishman new tyres for Corsica, and on the dry, they work well. The Ford duo of Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz made a less dramatic entry onto the Corsican stage. Both picked too soft a tyre for the opening few stages, making the car move around too much. Mathematically, the reigning champion, Tommy Mäkinen, knew that a winning Corsica would lift him back into the title fight, but it was obvious from the first 2 stages that his Mitsubishi was outclassed by younger, faster cars. Mäkinen's Mitsubishi teammate Freddie Loix didn't even make it to the second corner, let alone the second stage. On cold tyres and with too heavy a right foot, his exit from the Tour de Corse was fast and dramatic.
It was a big crash because the speed wasn't so high, but I think somewhere between 80 and 100, and we went just straight like that, and we flew down for I think 20-30 meters.
Hyundai missed the Cyprus rally to concentrate on testing for Corsica, but on stage 2, Kenneth Eriksson's rally came to a dramatic end.
10 kilometers before the end of the stage, we had no tread left, you know. It was the steel of the tires, and we missed the braking point then because of that, and we hit the bank a little bit, so we snapped the wishbone off the car, you know. And then we had a double puncture as well, and we had to struggle really to come out of the stage.
Peugeot's asphalt king, Gilles Panizzi, was lucky not to damage his car on Eriksson's debris as he charged up stage 2 behind the Swede. Amazingly, he still set fastest time. Panizzi's teammate Francois Delacour led into the first service after finishing second on both stages. Delacour was desperate to win in Corsica. His last World Championship victory was 6 years ago. Delacour won the Tour de Corse in 1993 in a Ford Sierra. He took advantage of knowing every inch of every stage. Delacour almost lost his lead on stage 5 when 2 pigs played chicken with the Frenchman.
I come in for win, not for finish at the back.
I think it's nothing because tomorrow it will rain, and in this condition I think everybody can win the rally. You know, if you do a very bad choice of tire tomorrow and everything can happen, then 6 seconds is nothing, and look at the sky. I think everybody is speaking about the rain. I think we will get some rain.
At the end of the day, Panizzi had taken the lead from Delacour. On day 2, 6 stages totalling 131 kilometres. In the thick mist, there was an air of frustration amongst the championship regulars. They couldn't do anything about the Peugeots. Sainz, though, was not about to give up. Going into stage 10, Colin McRae was 4th on the road and on course to take the lead in the championship. After plummeting off the road at 110 kilometres an hour, McRae lay trapped unconscious, upside down in his Ford Focus. With fuel leaking from the car, fire crews fought to free the Scot. Nicky Grist was shaken but unhurt. It took 40 agonising minutes to free McRae, who then walked to a waiting stretcher.
Well, I think the important thing is that Colin's out of the car. He was on 2 feet when he came out of the car. He's now been taken to hospital by helicopter in Bastia, and obviously we're just glad that Colin's okay. These Scots are made of pretty tough stuff, so we're just hopeful that everything's all right, and we wish him all the best.
Still numbed by the accident, the drivers went back into battle, but little had changed. Delacour was fastest on stage 11, but Panizzi's lead was now over 13 seconds. On the final stage, there was more drama amongst the Peugeot pair. Panizzi stalled his 206. In an instant, his 13-second lead became a deficit of just 0.2 of a second.
Now we are equal, just 0.2 seconds in front, I am. And we will see, I think tomorrow will be maximum attack for me and Jill.
You've never won a rally in the World Championship. Are you nervous? What do you think tonight? You sleep well?
Yes, no problem. I sleep well, and tomorrow on the top.
Day 3, and Mäkinen was still hopeful of a championship point as he started stage 13, the same stage where Freddie Loix had crashed 48 hours earlier.
Paseri plus ja huomio, hae oikee 3, pitkä oikee nopea plus aukeaa. Jatkuu pitkä oikee nopea plus. Oi saatana!
Half a kilometre from the site of Loix's accident, Mäkinen too crashed into the bush. Panizzi had pulled 7 seconds back from Delacour on stage 13. On stage 14, Delacour clawed back 5 of those. The gap going into service was 0.9 of a second in Panizzi's favour.
We have already decided. We have spoken to François and Gilles. Situation will remain as it is. I mean, Gilles and François will have as a task to bring back the cars up to the end of the rally, staying on the road and remaining in the same position.
From my point of view, I don't like, for sure, because I think it's not the sport and they don't understand.
His first time in Corsica, and Grönholm was on a brief charge too for 4th place. But just when it looked as if Grönholm had burns in his sights, the Englishman fought back. Burns set fastest times on stages 15 and 16. Even when the heavens opened, Sainz had to settle for 3rd. Piero Liatti was 6th. François Delacour had to settle for 2nd. But this was Panizzi's rally, his first World Championship win.
very, very happy and for this first victory with my brother. And I'm very happy today because Peugeot win here.
I realized maybe late, maybe now, how is it important for Peugeot to win the factory championship, because it was at the beginning the most important thing for Peugeot.
So a debut win for Gilles Panizzi and his brother Hervé. Peugeot's plan to rob Burns and McRae in sights of championship points worked. With 3 rallies remaining, 4 drivers are separated by just 5 points. Next on the calendar, the World Rally Championship moves across the Mediterranean to San Remo in Italy for round 12, and amazingly, Colin McRae was back in action. How are you feeling?
Good, better than I thought anyway. I mean, it's almost normal. There's a bit of a sort of pain in the left side of my face and a bit of discomfort in the shoulder, but you know, nothing that a few aspirins won't sort out. I'm sure, okay, it's going to be difficult until I start, but I'm sure there's going to be no difference in my performance. Certainly physically I feel good. You know, even if I was 80% right and I could drive the car, I would be here. I've got to be here. It's the championships at stake. There's 3 rallies to go, and I've got a very good chance to win the title.
To beat the Peugeots, Richard Burns knew he had to hit the ground running. As in Corsica, he set the fastest time on the opening stage at Apricale. McRae confessed he was nervous as he rolled up to the start of stage 1. Not that it showed. He was 7th quickest, first time back in the Ford. As in Corsica, it was a battle between the Peugeots of Delacour and Panizzi. Panizzi's speed might have been impressive to watch, but it didn't impress his rivals. Some even suggested he'd been practicing illegally on the stages. Now, Panizzi's already pulled out a lead as predicted. Does he know something you don't?
I'm sure. I mean, of course, you know, we have a lot of people which had seen him during the recce, so it's nothing new, but you cannot prove it.
Carlos Sainz has just said that he can't prove it, but he knows that Gilles has been out looking at stages before the recce. Anything you can say on that?
It doesn't matter for me. It's not my problem.
Minutes after shrugging off the issue, Francois Delacour stormed into the Peugeot service area. He wanted to confront Panizzi, but a team manager held him back. Delacour was so upset, tears were streaming down his face. He wanted to stop the rally there and then. It took his physiotherapist to coax him back into the car. Angry and emotional, he attacked stage 3 as if it was his arch enemy. Ford's asphalt expert was the local hero Piero Liatti. He was up as high as 4th until a fire dropped him down to 6th. Carlos Sainz struggled all morning with handling problems. By stage 6, he was half a minute down. McRae's crash in Corsica had prompted Sainz to wear a full-face helmet for San Remo. The Italians love a fighter, and they don't come any braver than Colin McRae. With his injured face rubbed sore, he was in pain. 8th overall after the first 8 stages was scant reward. Colin, you've picked probably the longest day of the World Rally Championship to come back after your accident. Is it taking its toll? Are you feeling tired?
Yeah, a bit tired now, a bit more than I thought it would be. It was quite good up until lunchtime, and then it sort of went fairly rapidly downhill.
With Richard Burns up in 3rd place, Grunholm faced losing his championship lead.
Wet, braking medium right minus and K right plus 30. Medium left, then it's okay. 10 medium left, 20 K right plus slippy in.
But Peugeot's dominance of the rally had fueled the rumour mill and left their team director defending, not celebrating their performance.
when Peugeot was efficient but not reliable, nobody was scared about us. Now the problem is that we begin to be quite harmful to the competition, and suddenly these type of rumors are coming out.
Day 2 began bathed in soft sunshine. The cloud over Panizzi still remained, but the Frenchman didn't care. He began day 2 as he finished day 1 in command. Tommy Mäkinen was lucky to start day 2 at all. Before dawn, he was involved in an accident in which a policeman was killed. Distraught, Mäkinen got into his Mitsubishi, but 15th fastest on the first stage was all he could manage. By stage 10, he'd found his composure and set fastest time. The reigning champion was back in business. Burns showed on the day's first stage that third was not enough. He wanted second, or even first. Grönholm was out of the points, and he could smell the chance to retake the lead in the title race. He was driving like a man possessed. His desire to win had got the better of him. From the outside, the Subaru looked unscathed, but the radiator had been holed. Burns and co-driver Robert Reid nursed it as far as the time control, but the engine was cooked and the Subaru coughed to a halt.
No, we're okay. We can push. We can push. You're okay, Richard. You're okay. Okay, Rob.
Boiling oil and long faces showed that the prognosis was bad. Richard, the news doesn't look good. The car won't restart, is that right?
No, looks like the head gasket is gone.
You must be gutted.
Yeah, I didn't think we wouldn't leave at all. I thought if we got here, to be fair, the engine did well, I think, to get this far, because it's run a long time without any water at all. So I thought if we got here, then should be able to fix it, but it doesn't look like that.
Liatti was quick again on stage 11, but by stage 12, his home rally was over. Still upset by the early morning accident, Mäkinen tried to take his mind off it with some ace driving. Grönholm, though, was hot on his heels. With Liatti out, McRae inherited 6th place and a potential championship point.
Into 6 left and 6 right over crest. And 6 right, 70. K5 left over crest and 4 right plus.
Colin, you're up into a point-scoring position, but it's been a hard day for you by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's just been a bit of a struggle. It's been a long, drawn-out day, and it's just hard to keep the concentration, but okay. If we can get 1 point out of it all, I'll be quite happy.
Day 3, and just 2 stages, 40 kilometres in total.
Understand.
Panizzi and Delacour had first and second all but sewn up. Mäkinen smelt the scent of the first podium place since Argentina 5 months ago, and an outside opportunity to stay in the title race. There was always a chance that by finishing third, Grönholm could be handed victory in San Remo. That was incentive enough to put him on maximum attack. The attack was too hard though. Grönholm whacked a wall and bent his rear suspension. Third was a lost cause. Subaru's new boy Marco Martin ran off the road on stage 16 in his penultimate drive for Toyota. After the crash, the organisers sensibly stopped the rally early. So 2 wins in a row for Gilles Panizzi. This one more controversial than the last.
I'm very happy and 2 victories in 3 weeks. It's very good for me, for my brother, and for the team, of course.
Still second, but okay, it's like that. You have to accept. It's so great for Peugeot, and Gilles went fast.
So you're not happy?
I am happy.
So another 1-2 for Peugeot, and Tommy Mäkinen gets his first podium finish since Argentina. For the penultimate round of the World Rally Championship, we move down under to the capital of Western Australia, Perth. Tommy Mäkinen had gone to Australia and won titles in the past, but he knew this year the chance was all but gone. He needed the 4 other title fighters to retire, but by the end of stage 3, he was 4th and in the frame. Although a win here by the current leader, Marcus Grönholm, and he could be crowned world champion. Colin McRae was still suffering after his Corsica accident, but he knew there was no time for self-pity in Australia. By stage 5, he was 5th overall and looking threatening. Ford's other championship challenger, Carlos Sainz, was 2nd after stage 4. Burns, though, was suffering. Brake fade left him struggling. 12th on stage 2 put the Englishman 18 seconds down and in a bad mood. Stage 6, though, will be remembered as the stage where Colin McRae's rally and World Championship hopes evaporated. Halfway through the stage, the Ford started to splutter. He made it to the end, but the oil ran dry and the engine seized. McRae's face said it all. Realistically, how does your championship chances look now?
Pretty grim at the moment. That's all we can say. We just have to wait and see what happens, but it's not looking good.
Petter Solberg's attention-grabbing drive for his new team ended when he whacked his Subaru against a tree on stage 8. The rules said that the overall result after stage 9 would determine the running order for day 2. Last year the drivers could choose their next day's start position, the fastest driver choosing first. This year that rule no longer existed. Suddenly rally drivers have become tacticians.